You've already loved her in the way that she needed to be loved. You were in her life to bring her to a certain place. She was in your life to do with you the same. And you must accept this, that your love was the right one for her. It's nothing about it that neither of you should go back and change. It has all played out perfectly to get you to this point, to a point of no return, where both of you can dive into loving yourselves in the fullest and deepest of ways. Now, are y'all in tune or in the same path of love? Now, I would say no. Maybe when you're old and gray and you and her have had different kind of more expansive experiences. Even though she's shifted in some ways and you've shifted in some ways, the gist of you is still there. And you've experienced her in the full gamut of her, and she's experienced you in the full gamut of you. Now, I know that both of you have maturing to do in areas, expansion to do in areas, but as far as you and her being on the same love plane, I don't see that as ever happening. You have to love her just as you are and know that what you gave her was perfect, and never regretting any time spent, and knowing that it was perfect and that you were perfect for her and the times that you were receiving her love in the way that you thought it should be. She still loves you, no matter if the titles of your relationship change, and never reject that love. Instead, accept it in different forms now. You want a ownership love, a sacrificial love, and she's no longer a person who can sacrifice herself for others. So you should applaud her and pat yourself on the back for loving her in the way that she needed to be loved when you and her were parallel and you always loved playing. But now that you have kind of shifted into different directions, kind of going drastically different ways, you have to just love her from afar, and when she needs you, be there and love. Give her the love you have to give, whatever that is, and let her do the same for you, and you and her will have a very loving relationship. It might not be no longer a marriage or a sexual or romantic thing, but you just have to let life unfold as it does. Is it too late now if you were to try to love her in some way that you think in your mind that she needs to be loved? It will just make things more difficult for you and her and push her away further. Okay? So now is the time for you to just accept where life has taken you and see it as perfect, and a perfect platform for you to jump up and dive off into the unknown, where you can really discover love in different ways. You have barely touched the tip of the iceberg of love and the expansion of your experiences that you could have. She's gone much deeper than you have, and it's time for you to jump off into a love that has no boundaries. So if you say in layman's terms, if it's too late, then I would say yes. In what manner you're thinking, yes. But it's truly a blessing for you and her to have had each other in your lives, or good support and good lessons and learning experiences for each other. And it's a true blessing, one you should always cherish. For you and her gave each other so many gifts, and you have showed her, you gave her your best. And it's not that it wasn't good enough, it was your best for where you both were at those times. And your love is a very strong harsh kind of energy, and it was very good for her to bring out her strength. You were her true blessing, as she was to you. She brought out the bigger you, the one that's less materialistic, the one that learns to enjoy life in the way that she does. And you've really finally taken on or accepted her lessons, and she's taken yours. So as you both have received the gifts that you were to bring each other, and y'all brought each other several gifts, but those were the main ones. Now both you and her can go off in your lives and on your own paths. So as sad as it is when love seems to end, or it transforms, or the actual relationship transforms, because love is just energy. But when the actual relationship transforms, it is sad when things end. So it'll be a little sad, but most of all, you should rejoice. Rejoice. Okay? I want you to know that the way you were and who you are now, it's all in perfect timing. And it's all for your best interest in you having the most wonderful life possible. Okay? So you shall see your life unfold as better, and you being able to feel complete. You think her love is good, but when you have a love that understands you and accepts you fully, you'll find an even deeper sense of love and self-appreciation. So it is sad.